Hello there YouTube, welcome back to Richmond. Today we have a special video for you. I have received in the post a brand new item from Hornby's 2021 range, namely this, which is one of their new 6-wheel coaches. This is the R40126, which is the BR Brake third class 6-wheel coach with lights. And the running number is E31185E. So there you go. Shall we open it? If you like this video, please either subscribe, like, or leave a comment, or do all three. And if you do happen to subscribe, please click that notification button as well, that bell, so you get a notification when I upload a new video. So, after having removed the coach from its box, it's quite impressive on first glance. Also in the box is some instructions which explain how to replace the battery and also how to operate the lights and how to remove the isolation tab from the base of the chassis before use, and also how to turn the lights on and off with the supplied magnet, and also how to fit the step boards. Here is the magnet I'll show. And here are also the accessory pack of step boards, which will be applied at some point before or after we put it on the layout to test. Now, let's try and remove the tab for the battery. And it says give a... Oh yes, that was quite tight. So, put it back on there. And hopefully if we just turn the light off, you might see, the lights work, and they are some 4 little LEDs, 5 little LEDs in the ceiling there, and they're quite bright. And I'm led to believe it is a watch type battery, which should be good for a good few hours of running. So let's just, instead of waiting the battery, let's just turn the lights off. There we go, lovely, and we'll put my light back on. So I'm just putting lights back on again. There we go. You can still see them working even in sort of bright lights. I'm using a ring light at the minute to illuminate the coach. If we just turn them off again, there we go. That's it, done. It takes a bit of getting used to find out where the little sweet spot for the reed switch is for the magnet. But let's carry on with just reviewing this little bad boy for you. So if we just pick it up and have a look. So the one I've bought is the BR Eastern Region model in BR Crimson. It's doubtful whether many of these 4-wheel coaches sort of lasted into BR days. However, I don't model any other period but the BR period, so this one sort of fits and it'll probably go in a train nicely. I may even order a couple more of these. They are fairly generic sort of coaches. They're very well made. There's loads of individually applied parts. These little grab handles by the door handles are all fitted individually. I do believe the actual door handles themselves are moulded on, which is good. You've got brake pipe and dummy coupling up there. Non-sprung buffers, although they are very shiny. Underneath we have NEM pockets, and these are not held in the axle boxes, these wheels. They're mounted in these little sort of U brackets, which is good because it means they float, and the middle wheel floats a lot more. Just get around your sharp curves, your tight curves and your layouts if you got them. I should imagine it shouldn't take much effort to re-wheel them to a different gauge, EM or P4 if you need be, but they may not go around any sharp curves in those if you have any. One thing I did notice is with these being NEM pockets, it would have been nice to have had some kind of little spring or cam mechanism actuated by this this centre axle, just to pivot these couplings, because these NEM pocket mounts are fixed, and it would have been nice, you know, if you're coupling on a curve especially, and even if you're not using the supplied tension locks, if you use KDs instead, they can be troublesome to couple up on curves. So a little cam mechanism acting with this centre axle might have been a better idea. However, they are really good. It's It's very well made, and this product was only announced just over a week ago, so I think I've been quite lucky to get my hands on one. And it is very well detailed. I mean, if you can see the numbers and the little guard writing on the guard's compartment door there are very well printed. The paint job is absolutely fantastic. It's a lovely, smooth, matte crimson. The brass and the door handles is picked out nicely on the grab rails. The roof is nice with the ventilators, which I believe are separately fitted parts. Move to the brake end. You've got a big brake guards window there, which you could probably fill that with luggage or something to to see with the lights on. Although the chances are you probably wouldn't see inside it very well. This side is exactly the same. If you just come in a bit closer, you can see the smoking triangles on the windows, and the interior, if we just put the lights on, is nice. The seats are like an orangey kind of colour. There's a little raised bit there on the floor. I'm assuming that's where the battery lives. But usually when you're putting passengers in a coach like this, you normally cut the legs off anyway, because otherwise it won't fit. And I've also just noticed, if you see in there, don't know if you can see, let's just tilt it on a bit, there is a guard's handbrake wheel. I don't know if you can see that. Let's just move it around. There we go, look, you can see it now, the guard's handbrake wheel. That is a lovely touch. And there is a big space in there with the brake van. And it's very well lit. The guard's handbrake wheel is there. And the inside of the coaches there is not particularly well detailed, but you're not really going to be seeing that from a distance. Let's just turn the lights off. There we go. So, in conclusion, first impressions, yeah, it's lovely. They're quite generic, so as Hornby's older sort of four-wheel coaches always were. So these do appear in a fair few liveries. So I think there's a LNER or Great Northern one, a Southern Railway one, and a few other liveries as well. I didn't really pay attention to the other liveries, being an LNER/BR modeler, but the other liveries are available. And the coach with lights, the six-wheel coach with lights, retail for about £35. Without lights, retail for around £30, although they're probably available cheaper in some model shops if you shop around. But obviously, bear in mind you may have to pay postage, especially at the moment with the COVID restrictions. The four-wheel coaches I haven't even looked at yet. I saw this one online and thought, let's buy that and have a look at it. And I must say, I am suitably impressed. Now, there only remains one thing to do, and that's to run it on the layout. So, shall we go out there and run it? So here we are out on the layout with the coach. I can't couple it directly to a loco because all my locos have KD couplings fitted, and I haven't got any spare KDs to fit and adjust to this coach at the moment. However, it's good enough for a test. So let's just select my L1 and take it for a spin. So it runs quite smoothly. So my L1's quite a slow locomotive anyway, but yeah, that runs quite smoothly. Let's just put the lights on as well and have a look. There we go. So it's the first coach on my layout that's light fitted, and you know what, it looks quite good. It may or may not look out of place in a train of, oh, it's a bit of dirty track there. Like I say, it may or may not look out of place in a train of newer LNER stock. However, it looks okay with the horse box. Not bad for a little branch line train. And I may buy a couple more just to make a little train up to run with my J72, which it will look absolutely spot on with. I've also fitted the step boards, the footboards to it, which they were actually a piece of cake to fit. So they just fit into 4 holes in the underneath of the chassis there, and you just push them in gently, and that's them located, and no need to glue them in or anything like that. They are a little on the fragile side, being quite thin plastic, but on the whole I'm very, very impressed with this coach. A massive well done to Hornby for this. I know people on Facebook, among other places, have questioned Hornby's decision to make these, especially in light of Hatton's and their Genesis project coaches, which are pretty much the same sort of thing. Hopefully they will complement each other. I will buy one of Hatton's Genesis coaches when they're released, not just to review, but to also run on the layout with this Hornby coach. It'd be interesting to see how they compare. However, I think the Hatton's BR livery 4 and 6 wheel coaches aren't due for release for quite a while, so I may just buy an LNER or Great Northern Teak one just to review it, and then we'll replace it with the BR livered one in the future. But on the whole, yes, I'm very, very happy with this. Well worth the £35 odd I paid for it. And I think at some point I'm going to fit it into a train and see how it runs and see what it looks like, which will mean converting it to KDs at least at one end, and possibly a Hunt coupling at the other. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this review video.